Alright, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Blaugrana Planet. And it seems that the Dembele transfer saga is finally over because the Frenchman would have a private agreement, something a little fishy, with Football Club Barcelona to depart at 50 million euro fixed. And this means that Barcelona could be looking for a replacement. And Xavi's favorite is Bernardo Silva, guys. But before, let's look at Dembele's transfer saga, because man, I honestly don't understand the whole operation from Moussa Sissoko, how things are done. Something is really fishy behind the doors of this deal, because basically I would have never imagined that there was a private agreement between Barcelona and Dembele, that if Dembele noticed and sent a letter to the club before the 31st of July saying that he wanted to depart, the price would be fixed at 50 million euros. And from 50 million euros, Barcelona would only get 25. Therefore, you guys are the ones to judge if it's a good deal or not. But what is certain is that Ousmane Dembélé has already notified Barcelona that he is departing. And his departure is going to be official very, very soon, guys. In fact, PSG is looking to close the deal in the next few days. Therefore, by the end of the week, he will probably be a PSG player, official, guys. Therefore, I'm not sure, guys, if all of this is very well done by Ousmane Dembélé and Moussa Sissoko. I honestly think that Xavi has done a lot, and the player is not thanking us enough. Of course, he's been for so many days, for 700 days out, and we have paid this guy for those 700 days, and he has done pretty much nothing in Football Club Barcelona except scoring 40 goals in 6 seasons, being a striker that costed us 100 million euro fixed plus 14 variables. I think we could have gotten way more from the player, so it's certainly a big fail. And 25 million euro, you know what, at least we get something back, because it would have been very, very hard. What is certain is that Dembele is a little snake, and he never wanted to talk. It is something really weird. He never wanted to talk. Moussa Sissoko never talks, and it has very little communication with the club itself, which the club itself never liked. Laporta, Mateo Alemany, his agent Moussa Sissoko, we never liked his way of operating. And to be honest, I'm happy this guy is getting out of the club. We don't want bad fish in our pond. Therefore, farewell, Moussa Sissoko, Ousmane Dembélé, thank you and good luck. And I'm not going to say anything else, because we're going to focus in the alternatives. Xavi wants an alternative, and he is really putting all the eggs in one basket. He really wants this player because it's very flexible. And who is this player? Of course, no other than Bernardo Silva. Guys, Bernardo Silva, to me, is possibly the best player that Barcelona could have. Why? Because he can play in the wing, he can play in the other wing, he can play in the middle, he can play in the other middle, he can play anywhere for Football Club Barcelona. His style of play fits perfectly, like a ring into the finger, guys. Like the finger of Dembele, the one for Dembele, then the ring goes in like this, And Bernardo Silva, to me, is the top quality midfielder. Exactly what Barcelona need. Because it's not just a midfielder, you can play him anywhere. And see how Barça, how Xavi likes to play with 4 midfielders. Man, we could create a fusion. I remember when Guardiola lost Agüero and he didn't have Haaland, well, he played without a number 9, and that says a lot. We could maybe replicate that. If we lose Ousmane Dembélé, then we can add like a fake winger, somewhat of a midfielder fake winger, something that we're already doing with Gavi, right, when he plays as a false winger. Something very interesting. Therefore, I think that it would be very interesting to value the possibility of Bernardo Silva. But what is true, guys, that Bernardo Silva is very, very hard to get. Why? Because first of all, the dates. Look at the dates. La Liga is starting and the Premier League are starting literally in a few days, in 10 days. So the championships are starting. Man City, tough bone to grind. They don't need money, and they certainly are very happy with Bernardo Silva. Although Bernardo Silva really wants to come to Barcelona. He's been wanting to come for the past year. But the situation is tough. And the financial fair play margin is not gonna be too easy to squeeze in Bernardo Silva, because he's going to want to earn good wages. Not only that, is that we're going to have to pay a transfer fee to Manchester City. Transfer fee that maybe we could get the money from Dembele, maybe selling Abde as well, and you could get Bernardo Silva. But he's 28 years old, turning 29 in literally 9 days. Therefore, maybe spending 100 million for the player, it would be like his last 4 or 5 years of football. But careful, his contract is ending on June 2025. Therefore, it's not by the end of the next season, of this season that's starting now, but by the end of the next one. Therefore, maybe we could get Bernardo Silva for free when he's 31 years old. Just saying it, that maybe we could wait a little bit and we would have other options. Other options that people are talking about, Joao Felix, for example. I don't see it. I see this player as somewhat of a rebel. Not only that, is the fact that Jorge Mendes is involved and Xavi doesn't like the player, and I think it's not going to happen. Xavi really refused, for example, the addition of Ruben Neves when pretty much it was done, but at the end, Ruben Neves never came because Xavi said no, no, and no, and it didn't happen. Other options, people are talking about Carrasco, for example. I think Carrasco, man, if we're paying for this guy, I prefer to play Abde 1,000 million times, earning 3 times less and costing us 0. I think Carrasco we should never get, to be honest. No to Carrasco. The last option in terms of replacing Dembele as a forward or midfielder that can play as a forward, I'm talking about these options, right? It would be Victor Roque. Guys, bringing Victor Roque. We already paid for the player, or I guess we're playing in installments. And I think it would be a great addition. The problem, Victor Roque is more of a center forward. The problem is that Victor Roque would need to adapt to La Liga. It wouldn't be an immediate reaction, immediate performance, I assume. Maybe he comes and he surprises us. Or maybe he comes and he is not surprising anybody, and maybe it's a failure. It could be a very well a possibility. I see the comments. I see Felix is consistent. Lamine Yamal, of course, Lamine Yamal, yes, but maybe too young, Sancho or Gnabry, yeah, okay. Saka from Arsenal. See, I see all these players. They all have good big contracts, and I would stay far away from these big contracts because we need to pay a lot of money. So Victor Roque would be an interesting choice because you just, the financial fair play, I guess we already assumed that, and it would just be the wages. I think we could do it, but Joao Cancelo, guys, look at this. You have Abde, who was never gonna be a starting player. Now he could be a starter together with Ferran Torres. We could have rotation in that side, but the most important would be to reinforce the defense. Joao Cancelo can go in through the side like Balde does on the other side. And Joao Cancelo is literally one of the best right backs in the world right now, if not the best. Therefore, we would have possibly the best defense in the world together with the best goalkeeper, or one of the best goalkeepers. Therefore, to me, Joao Cancelo would be the choice, because you are literally betting on solid stuff. And you know what was the success of last season? Possibly the success of the last season was the fact that we weren't conceding any goals. Guys, we were a fucking wall. We weren't conceding goals. Therefore, if we can reinforce that, which we already did with Íñigo Martínez, for example, if we can even reinforce that a little bit more, I think it's going to be insane. And Joao Cancelo not only brings defense, but also brings attack, and a lot of attack. And exactly through that side, through Dembele's side. Therefore, I'm very positive about investing the money in Joao Cancelo's arrival, which of course would be a loan deal with some sort of a purchase option, which would be great, would be great for us, because at the end of the day, the financial fair play, we wouldn't need to purchase the player right now. Therefore, it would be great. I think it's doable. Therefore, all eggs in the basket for me on Joao Cancelo. Bernardo Silva, yes, but in the future. Therefore, guys, I'm looking forward to what you guys have to say, because it's always interesting to hear your feedback. I see a lot of the comments that you guys always make. Of course, support the channel if you want, smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But the most important, guys, is that you keep faith, and let me know what are your expectations for this season, because I honestly believe that we can compete for the Champions League this time for real. Because if last season we were good, this season we're gonna be even better. And I'm not afraid about the additions of these guys, you know, Real Madrid or whatever, you know. I'm not afraid, because we are a team, you know. It's 11 against 11, and at the end of the day, it's the style of play that marks the difference, you know. And Barcelona, XAVI'S Barcelona has an incredible style of play, and we have a lot of youngsters. A lot of youngsters that will suffer for the shirt and are not mercenaries. You know, because there is a lot of mercenaries, guys, around in the world, you know. Mbappe is the biggest mercenary ever. Yeah, biggest mercenary ever. Because see what he's doing there, staying in Paris because they're paying him, blah, 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 blah. All these Real Madrid players, they're all mercenaries. In Barcelona, we pay less. But still, they want to come. They want to play because they love the club. They love the club. And they're going to bleed for the club. And that's exactly what we need. And that was Johan Cruyff's philosophy. And it's exactly what we should be betting for. And with this, you can beat anything. You can beat a team of 1 billion. We don't care. They can invest all the money they want. We got the heart. So that's what you guys have to get. Visca el Barça, Visca Catalunya. And now, and as I always say, see you in the next video.